Hello and welcome back. Yes, this is going to be the third video of this Sunday. It's family day weekend and I have the house to myself, so I'm on a roll and I'm going to do a bunch of videos, and I don't really care about holding on to them to release them throughout the week. I'll just do 3 on a Sunday, and you might not hear from me for another week, 2 weeks, who knows. Hopefully not that long. I'll try and make some videos later on in the week if I have anything to say. But for now, it's going to be another shelf of the library tour. Get it going while I'm on the roll. This is a bit of a weird shelf. It's mainly crime and spy stuff, but it's all over the place. But yeah, I'll just get right on with it. More reaching involved. Get to see a little bit of my doggy sweatshirt. Okay, so the first one up is Andrew Taylor. What's this called? The writing's quite hard to read backwards. The Ashes of London. It's basically a crime thriller set in the backdrop of the Fire of London, the Great Fire of London, in 1666, which sounded intriguing enough for me to buy this for very cheap, or it might have even been a little free library. Intriguing sounding. Anyway, so I'll pick that up. Kathy Rakes. What's this one? Bones to Ashes. I haven't read any Kathy Rakes. This is part of the Bones series, I believe, that got made into the TV series Bones. I don't know what point this is in the series, but yeah, just picked it up to try out. Sorry, I had to move the camera down because the one I did the camera was on the shelf I'm doing now. I didn't really want to reach around the camera, but it might also mean that you might not get the top of my head. Okay, next up, Hooligans by William Deal. Probably most famous for the novel, I believe it's called Primeval, that got made into the movie Primeval with Richard Gere and Edward Norton. Really good, kind of twisty, thrillery, like a courtroom kind of thriller that if you're a kind of my age, you've probably seen numerous times on TV, but if you're a bit younger, maybe not, you should definitely go check it out. Possibly the best acting that Edward Norton's done, but that's not saying that much. I guess he was okay in Fight Club. Yeah, it's a pretty good Richard Gere movie. Where Angels Fear to Tread. Where Agents Fear to Tread. Sorry, it's a play on Where Angels Fear to Tread. It's Where Agents Fear to Tread. Any pun or kind of parody of a more famous work of literature's title is definite, like, instant buy for me. Obviously, this is also a spy novel. I believe it's probably British, by Roy Harley Lewis. Thrillers, yeah. It's continuing his highly successful theme of thrillers set against the background of the antiquarian book trade. Roy Harley Lewis introduces a new hero, librarian Henry Franklin. Okay, so that's a double win. It's yeah, he lives in North London, so it's British. Not only is it a great play on Where Angels Fear to Tread, it's also a bookish spy thriller. So, boom, definitely. I can't wait to read that. I'm gonna read that probably next. Joe Hill Horns. No idea why I have this. No idea. I must have got it from a little free library. Obviously, Joe Hill is the son of Stephen King. I mean, seriously, he's called himself Joe Hill, not to have any favoritism, but they included an author photo, and if you were unsure if this was any relation to Stephen King, I can't get really good. If you actually look at his author photo, it just looks like Stephen King in a bad costume. So yeah, obviously related to Stephen King. That's kind of silly. Tammy Hogue, Dark Horse. No idea why I have this. I believe at some point Tammy Hogue was rated as a very good thriller writer. This is a book from 2002. I probably definitely got this from through the library because of this amazing author photo. I am a sucker for a great author photo. I don't really know what's going on there, but just wearing a power blazer, has a great butch haircut, and is for some reason, for some inexplicable reason, is peering around a door. Great. John le Carre, Legacy of Spies. I think this is probably post-Cold War novel. I have read a couple. Oh yeah, published in 2018. Sorry, I have read. I believe I have read Call for the Dead, A Murder of Quality, and The Spy Who Came In from the Cold. So I guess the next one I would be looking to read if I'm reading them on order is The Looking Glass Wall. Oh, I've also read Archive of Traitor, which is quite, and that got turned into the movie. I didn't like that one so much. But yeah, I like to read. I'm kind of slowly working my way through John le Carre. Started before he died, but now even more importantly, want to do it after he's died. Oh, this is great. This is really good author to talk about. I haven't read this book. This is In the Absence of Mrs. Peterson by Nigel Balchin. Nigel Balchin wrote The Great in a Small Back Room, which was set in World War II about the backroom boys, like the scientists kind of people who were helping aid scientific progress and stuff to help soldiers on the front. And the protagonist of there is kind of basically, I think, is working on landmine detection or something like that. He's also an alcoholic because he has a crippling leg injury that actually stopped him from serving in the army. Plus being like a brilliant scientist and stuff. So it deals with a lot of guilt of not serving on the front, and then it just has a fantastic kind of end. And there was an amazing movie made by Powell and Pressburger, brilliant black and white movie, which I just believe was made in like 44 or 45, something like that. It's really good if you want to check that out. And the novel is really good. Definitely look for that. I got another. Did I get an? Yeah, I got another Earl Stanley Gurner, Perry Mason novel. This one I definitely got because of the cover. I got this for very cheap, but that cover is just awesome. It's Runway Corpse. It's a bit shiny, but it's a woman in a cocktail booth. Great dress, looking up, has a cocktail in hand, spilling it because it looks like she's getting startled by this mysterious figure that we can't quite see. And then there's a corpse running away. There's a skeleton running away. That's pretty good. So that's that. I have Mile High from Richard Condon, never taken it out of its little packaging. Richard Condon's most famous for writing The Manchurian Candidate, which is a great spy thriller, a little bit trashy. It's a paranoid Cold War thriller. It's very good. You'll know it from the very good film adaptation starring Frank Sinatra and Angela Lansbury, and the not so good but intriguing one with Denzel Washington and was it Glenn Close? Was Glenn Close in that? Yeah, I think so. But Mile High, I haven't not read this, but I think this is more of a gangster. Even more, Mile High is a stunning psychological novel with a premise far shorter than The Godfather. So yeah, I think it's more of a gangster novel there. British crime novel here, which is kind of wears its kind of laurels, a little bit of racism on the cover. It's City of Spades, and this is set in London, East End and West End. It's who is it by? It's by Colin McInnes, and it is I think it's basically how the civil servant for immigrants kind of gets them caught up in the underworld, and it says it's funny and stingingly honest. It evokes the other London, a city of violence and fancy hustles and dreams. And like I said, I'm very interested in that sort of stuff. Next, one of my favorite novels of the 1940s. It doesn't have a cover. I think I'm probably going to have to design like a cover jacket for this. But it's Laura by Vera Caspari. It's part of the Femme Fatales, women right pulp, and it's just a fantastic novel. Lots of twists and turns. It has the fantastic character of Waldo Lydecker, a very pretentious art critic who loves to write about murder. Murder is his favorite crime. Yes, it's got lots of going for it. I got one of these fantastic HarperCollins reissues of their Detective Club, which was a precursor to the famous Collins Crime Club. This is The Mystery of the Mudflats by Morris Drake, which was actually originally published as WO2, which is actually a chemical symbol for I can't remember what it is, but it's the chemical symbol for what they're mining, they're transporting in this novel. It's a seafaring novel. They go back and forth on the English Channel from England to France, and it was published just before World War One, I believe. First published in 1913, and then it was republished as The Mystery of the Mudflats as the Detective Story Club in 1929, which the Detective Story Club was kind of like bringing back old novels that have kind of been a little bit forgotten, even like about 10-15 years later on. And it also published current detective stories from the likes of Agatha Christie and other big names at the time. So yeah, it's interesting that this is like a reprint of a reprint, but they kept as much of the original kind of reprint stuff of the Detective Club as they could, and very beautiful. And HarperCollins is actually they do a really, really good job of honouring their history, especially of the Collins, the W.M. Collins part of HarperCollins, especially as W.M. Collins was very much associated with crime fiction, and it could have been very easy just to kind of ignore that in lieu of the more serious stuff that they publish throughout the years. But they actually have a whole department dedicated to the archives and the history, and it's actually someone's job to kind of go through the archives of what they've published and to see, specifically W.M. Collins archives, to see what they can reprint. And it's actually, yeah, very interesting. A Penguin modern classic of Eric Ambler. This is Epitaph for a Snapped Spy. I've read a few Eric Ambler, very good. Very influential on Ian Fleming and James Bond. And a rare case of organization. I actually have, I think, all of my other Eric Ambler novels. So I've got Eric Ambler, Background of Danger. That is an amazing postcard of a train coming out of an envelope on a background of a railway track. You can't quite see, but the train is coming in there as well. So that is actually the continuation. So it's the train is into the postcard envelope thing, and then there's the moody sky. It's actually a really good cover. And I have Eric Ambler, The Care of Time. Another great cover. I don't really know what that is behind, but there's an airplane going across and there's some mountains. This is more of a bog standard one. Eric Ambler, The Levanter. Just a bomb, the old-fashioned classic sticks of dynamite and timer type thing. And maybe possibly my favorite Eric Ambler's Journey into Fear, because it got made into that amazing movie with Joseph Cotton and what's the actress's name? Can't remember, but has that amazing catsuit in the movie, just absolutely fantastic. So I'll put those all back. The last two were kind of a bit of curls, don't really fit in with the theme. But this one is The Country of the Pointed Firs by Sarah O. Jewett. This is, I believe this is just a kind of nature novel set in America. First issued in the Traveller's Library in 1927. I don't know, is it, it's got a preface by Willa Cather too. I don't know, is it a novel or is it a non-fiction? I can't remember actually, but it's basically kind of, it's a travel narrative about living in somewhere in America, in more country, I think. I'm sure lots of people know what it is, and I think Jack at Rambling Raconteur actually mentioned it at one point, so you probably all know what it is. I'm just fumbling. I don't think I even bought it. I think my wife got the one. Last but not least, I got this because I got this for $1 actually, and because the dust jacket is amazing. And this is a Tropical Winter by Joseph Hergesheimer, who was a contemporary of F. Scott Fitzgerald, and I believe at the time was as big, if not bigger, successful as F. Scott Fitzgerald, and probably actually made a lot more money, but has thus just completely vanished. This was first published in October 1933, and it's a bunch of short stories. I've read the first one, and it was actually pretty funny. It was basically about... So, Tropical Winter is set in one of the... I want to say it was like Palm Beach. So it's set in Palm Beach, which is probably not as fancy as it was then, but it was basically where all the rich people went to winter. It's probably not that fancy now. But the first story basically is this couple where I think the wife has ambitions of socializing with greater people in society, and plans the scheme to have better couples at dinner parties than they usually have, and it's all about if they get one couple, then the rest will follow. And I think in the end, they just end up having dinner with the exact same people they have all the time. It was pretty funny. So yeah, I need to read them more. So yeah, that was it. Shelf number 2. A bit of a random mix, but yeah, hopefully you like it. The next shelf, I don't know if I'll probably do the next 2 shelves together, because the next shelf is basically just all my Matt Helms, and I don't need to do them individually. I can just kind of show them as is, and then yeah, it gets a bit weird after that. So yeah, see how it goes. I don't know when I'll film it, but see you all next time. Bye.